Hello, welcome to the Monday Live Show. We are here live. What's going on out there today? This FMCSA thing is currently going on. They extended the time to comment. So I wanted to say that right away. I have the docket number in the comments. You can make your comments. I see that a few people are here. Timothy, what's going on? First in, Mr. Skeptical. You've had 500 people. Wow. 1,600 and going back to fixing to go back to headquarters. Wow, that's pretty good. I wondered, how do you get resupplied with product? How does that happen? Do they just come and bring you more stuff? Trucker. Oh boy, tough day today. Tough day. Like Rodney. Trucker Hypocrite Buster is in the house. Richard C. Hello. Thanks for coming in today. Yeah. Oh, okay. I wondered about that. I thought, boy, they got to supply other Denny's. They must just be able to supply you as well. It would seem like to me, but what do I know? That's pretty good. I saw that picture that you sent. That's excellent. That's everything should be about clearing up down there. I hope. Anyway. Good morning, Mitch. From almost to the East Coast, halfway. Dustin is in Houston. Hello. Okay, you bring a box truck. So you have like other vehicles that orbit around with you. That's great. Al, hello there. Mr. Chess, thank you. Good afternoon. It is afternoon here in Indiana, 1 p.m. today and rainy. At the top of the comments, everybody, right, I have the docket number for the FMCSA. If you want to talk to them about the hours of service, you can continue to do so until October 10th. October 10th. They extended the time you can comment. So be sure to comment. Be sure to comment on that. It's Road Live Scott Fish. Hello there. Thanks for coming in today. Ken is in Chicago. Well, I'm sorry about that. I lived at 1800 North Whipple in Chicago, and that was my first driving job, and that was enough of that for me for a while. Mason, Washington State. Yikes. That's a long ride for me. Per diem tax credit gone. Yeah, it is gone for you to take it yourself this year. That's correct. Now, I'm not a tax expert at all, right? So for sure. But you can't take it as a deduction yourself starting next year for this tax year. That's why a lot of companies are paying it. Companies are still allowed to pay it even if you can't take it. So companies can still pay it to you if you want it. I'm not a fan of it, as we know. Todd, what is happening out there? Oh, you're in Pennsylvania. That's awesome. Could possibly ask all of them to self-implode, go out into space. Well, without the FMCSA, as I say, we'd work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, probably. There is some good to it. Let's be honest. Some of the hours of service is good because your company would, of course, make you, you don't have any hours. You can work 18 hours. So let's just be honest that they would absolutely do that. Absolutely. So we all know that. So, but that's the thing on the per diem. You can't tax deduct it anymore on your own taxes. So companies are starting to pay it, and more companies are paying it. Some people really like it, and some people don't. Mad Maldi, hello out there. I saw you were making some money. That's awesome. It is raining good, and it's supposed to rain today, Todd, in Indiana, and for the next couple days, we're going to be raining. It was 49 degrees yesterday morning. So everybody better start bringing some winter clothes with them because you never know as you head west what you're going to run into. You got unloaded in Georgetown, Texas. I don't know where that is. I don't have a map with me. So what's the big city near Georgetown? It's 87 in Wilmington. Yeah. So they're all steamy over there too, right? I can assume, right? Okay, Barrett, you are here. Good. Post my comments. A lot of drivers complain about the hours of service, but yeah, exactly. People go post. They only had 1,700 comments as of this morning. So let's get our comments out there. 300 days out per diem is 18 tax credit. Yeah, it is. That's correct. But you can't take it anymore. That's the problem with it. Are you the only one that can hear me and not see anything? I hope not. No one else has said anything. You also go to Plainfield, Indiana, and they're right outside by the airport. Plainfield is right by the airport. That's correct. And you're by Austin. Awesome. Been in the dock for 7 hours in Long Island. All right. You're not getting unloaded. Are you getting paid, Ryan? That's the question. Are you getting paid? Big M, say what? Hello there, anyway. Big M Transportation says it's a DOT requirement to check your financial history. I don't think so. I don't think the DOT requires. The DOT doesn't require a financial history check when you get on. That's interesting. I'll have to look that up. Right, I got a pen for this one. Right, Big M. Okay, other people are saying I'm on there. I don't know if that's good or not. Maybe people prefer me to not be on there. Probably not look at me. But that's another story. Route to industry to load of cheese. Awesome. Jared Schugel is good. We still don't know if we're getting paid here. Dropping and hooking. That's the way to do it. I always tell people, look, sitting around not getting paid or just getting $12, $15 an hour is no good. Let's get out there and get paid. The Faro Trucker, hello. There's someone from TMC. Thank you for writing in for that information. If people have questions about TMC, which I see a lot in there, we got a driver here from TMC, so that's good. Trucking Wife, hello. Thanks for coming in today. I'm still disturbed by TMC that won't let you walk on the grass. I forgot to ask you, what happens if you walk on the grass there at TMC? I know they have that sign. What do they do to you? Do they tackle you? What happens? Todd, who's not driving today? Somebody's going to be driving today, that's for sure. I just wondered about the sign. Do they tackle you? Auto Transport Intel J is here. I have that on my list. They work you 13, 14 hours a day. Oh, yikes. Yeah, New York is totally impossible. Nobody wants to. Oh, you get yelled at? Awesome. That's great. Chadwick says hello. I get the talk. Look, you get the talk. Oh, I get it, right? Like your mom, like this, right? Okay, you get paid by the day, detention pay and hours of service. You need to regulate. I don't know. Do you want the government to tell you how much you should get paid? That's the question. I don't want the government to determine how much you get paid. Nice trucks have a flat screen TV. All right, I can pay for my own flat screen as long as they don't bother me for making my bed. Making my bed. Do I think trucker health is more important? Trucker health is important, but what can the government do about that? Nothing. The government regulates these other things, and then, electronic logs. Drivers need to be responsible for their own health, right? You should get out and walk and do all that stuff every day yourself, of course. You're in Washington, Maine, Sharon Kelly. Yikes. Temporarily disabled. Oh, well, you get that knee replacement. My wife is getting ready to get a hip replacement. So let me know how that goes. Thomas, thanks for coming in. I wanted to say that tomorrow, you should go see Jay at Auto Transport Intel at 8 p.m. live on YouTube. We talk about freight here. Jay talks about hauling cars. I don't know anything about that. Go check out Jay at 8 p.m. tomorrow live. I'm there in the comments, but that may or may not get you there. But go check out Jay at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Always show up at Jay's show. It doesn't cost companies to make drivers wait if they hire more loaders. Yeah, look, drivers, you should be paid. You should be paid to wait. But try to get a job where you don't wait. What is my opinion on hot shots? I've never run a hot shot. That's actually something more for Jay at Auto Transport Intel, because a lot of drivers do that. Yeah, I don't know about that, Brian. You want my job at home all the time? There are plenty of home time jobs. This weekend, I just saw Yellow has an ad. Home daily, paid health insurance. Everything is paid there, right? And they take trainees. They even pay for truck school. You never have to be gone. Union benefits, okay? You can do it. I do not work at Yellow, right? The truck stop people drink unsweet tea or kombucha. Have you ever tried kombucha? It's horrible, right? It's horrible. You wish all companies paid by the hour. Every company should pay by the hour. You have an electronic log. By the minute, it goes minute by minute by minute. Why don't we get paid off of it? And then all your on-duty time is paid. All your on-duty time is paid. I saw part of that listening session. I was watching a Nick Nimmin live that day and waiting to get my site reviewed. So I saw part of it. I didn't get to see all of it. Do I think the FMCSA should do away with the clock? No. Because how long would you have to work if you didn't have a limit? That's the thing. You don't like the government regulating. But look, how many hours really, think about it, would your company have you work? They go, oh, well, you can just go 2 more hours. It isn't a problem. I'm not like it. Todd, right, exactly. They did double the deduction, and that's why they eliminated that. That's the way I understand it. They doubled your personal deduction, but you can't do the per diem. And JB is always looking for day cabs. Yeah, Indy, same way, 70 grand day cabs, no problem. Who is Yellow? YRC, Yellow Freight. You see them everywhere. It says YRC or something on the truck now. They merged with Roadway. They're home daily, union. It's a Teamster company, free health insurance, and they're taking students. They have an ad this weekend taking students. So you can be home too. Okay, you're going to return after recovery. My wife doesn't drive a semi, so hopefully it will go good for her too. We're trying to get her into it. Now, I can assume, Jay, that the listing session was horrible. Were drivers all polite and stuff? Probably not. That's the problem. Will we ever see paper logs again? No, absolutely not. I'm surprised they still allow them, only because the technology isn't 100% yet. We'll never see going back to paper. No. Do I have Estes put my way? Not sure. Do I have Estes? Maybe in Indianapolis, there could be an Estes terminal. TMC does have driver-facing cameras, right? I'm not a fan of that. It should face out the front and not the back. You were sleeping the sleeper at 3 years old, right? The laws are the only thing keeping the crap companies were forcing you to run when you're tired, right? Look, this 14 hours, I get a ton of comments and people say, oh, we should eliminate the 14 hours. I don't think so. You're never going to get any sleep. Company will be like, oh, well, you can drive straight through to Houston from Chicago. No problem. That's the thing of it. And your pay will just go down. When they limit the time, there's more drivers needed and your pay goes up. It isn't going to help you. Working more is not your solution. Making more is the solution. Good morning. Is 33 cents a mile good to start for a first-year driver? No. Stevens is putting it through school and they pay students coming out of school 33. No. You can get 20 cents more than that at other places. You still get per diem. Will that be taxed at the end of the year? Per diem is untaxed. It's supposed to be a reimbursement. So your per diem is untaxed, but it reduces your taxable income. So your taxable income is less at the end of the year. So if you need to go like buy a house or something, you have a problem. The stream kept dropping on the listing session. Yeah, I assume there were probably tons of people, and the government probably has some kind of dial-up system from the 90s that they are required to use. And so the stream drops out, probably more than mine does, which has been good the last few times I've been on here. FMCSA should watch Niman. Yeah, exactly. His stream didn't drop out. I'll tell you that. Lots of time, especially imagine waiting a few hours to get loaded. Yes, and then secured. It's difficult now unless you're doing drop and hook. You know, when I did a flatbed years ago, we didn't hardly drop and hook. There wasn't any of that. Maybe TMC is bigger. Regal had, I don't know, 25 or 30 trucks, so we didn't have that. Could you include pet riders in my future analysis? I'll ask them about pets. It's not very common. It isn't common. I'll start to ask about pets. Not many places allow it, and they usually have some kind of a deposit. And usually it's non-refundable, kind of like at my apartment here. It's a non-refundable deposit. Thank you, Husky. I appreciate it. You kind of like the e-logs. It helps eliminate the cheaters. It does. It raised everybody's pay. People can say what they want, right? I told people run legal, and we've been on EOBRs for 8 years. Run legal, you'll get a pay raise. You don't need to cheat. Don't work more to make money. Make more. Don't work more. Your trainer doesn't respect your religious obligations. You need to stop 5 times a day for prayer, and he won't let you do it. Well, it may get physical. What would your religion say about getting physical about that? Probably not good, right? TMC has 2,400 truck, no pets. Yeah, all right, that's good. Best company to sign a lease with? No company. Never lease a truck from a company. That's the best GPS on the market. I use my phone, Google Maps. Google Maps GPS, and I could show it here because I have this, right? Here's what's on the back of my phone, right? These 2 pads right here on the phone are just 3M things that you get at the store, and the other 2, they're plastic. The other 2 are on the truck, and the phone sticks on the dashboard of the truck, and I can use my map, and they're like $2. So for like 10 of them. That's how I do a map and run maps on the phone. It's updated constantly. Hotshot averages 3 to 350 an hour, a mile. An hour would be horrible. Okay, well, if you're making 350 a mile on a hotshot, that's way better than a semi. Have I reached out to superior carriers? A lot of these companies have poor websites that, and I'm disappointed. I always tell them, What is up with your websites? Lumpers with the bad attitude, $360. Lumpers, yeah, some are $300 or $400, right? These are not Velcro, okay? These pads are plastic, not Velcro. Plastic 3M. Each one is 10 pounds rated. This phone, when I stick it on a truck, is not coming off the truck. Not. Did I hear any news on the FMCSA update? Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. If you go to scroll to the beginning of the comments, I have the information there. They extended the comment period to October 10th. So you can still comment till October 10th on this because there's been more comments than normal. That's for sure. That's for sure. Go comment, and you don't have to just leave one comment. You can comment multiple times through October 10th. And they have some listening sessions like Jay at Auto Transport Intel was saying. You can show up, but they're not in a convenient spot. You can also watch them on the internet when they're not dropping out because of the dial-up system that they use. He seems to get aggressive when I ask him nicely to stop. What would I recommend? Do I think Muslims get fair treatment? Here's what I think about that, right? And you probably won't like this. When you work for a company, it doesn't matter what your religion is. If you have a need that the job doesn't have available to you, you have to work somewhere else. It's like a pharmacist that won't dispense a certain product because of their religious belief. They're like, oh, I'm whatever, and so I can't dispense birth control. Then that's not a job that you can do. That's how I would see that. You got to take into account what your personal belief is. It's not the company's beliefs, it's your beliefs. Now, you can't get physical with the trainer, and you should ask them now, say, look, I need a different trainer that would accommodate me. Maybe they have a Muslim trainer, or you could stay there and become a Muslim trainer, and then you could work with people like that. How about that? You could be the change, right? They're not paying more to drivers or to truck owners. What can we do about it? Quit. I mean, that's the solution. If you're somewhere that doesn't work, it's not working out, quit. There's tons of jobs, tons of jobs. Todd says drop and hook. Always. I've told people this. Sitting is the bane of the industry. Don't do it. Go somewhere either that pays you for your time like Yellow or a place like that or UPS, or work at a company that's drop and hook. I've seen places 95% drop and hook, whatever. That's what I want to see people do. Go do that. You won't have to sit around all the time. They're really good. Superior is a good company. Good. Can I reiterate the website? Yeah, it's regulations.gov. Regulations.gov. I don't even know. Maybe I can type it in here. How about that? Can we get fancy? Are we going to get all fancy like this? How about that? Oh my gosh. Andy, it's the FMCSA. I can't believe it. 18-200248. Holy mackerel. What GPS would I recommend for the road? Yeah, I recommend using Google Maps because I never am sure about these truck ones on how often they're updated or whatever. Are there any that are for you on low overhangs? No. Well, they say that they're truck specific or whatever, but I don't trust it. I just don't trust them. When I go to a place, right, I'll get their directions first, and then I look at the directions on the maps. And then as I get closer, right, I call them and say, I'm coming into the truck. What do you say? And then I can look at all these different ways and figure out the right way in there. What is the way that all the trucks go in there? That's how I do it. You got to do it. You can't have the GPS do it. But I use Google Maps, which is for cars, and that's what I do. You leased about 3 years for 6 months, right? More like Trans-Scam from Trans Am, right? How do I feel about FedEx? Love it. FedEx Ground hires out of Indy, $1,700 a week, home every day on some of them. Some of them are home every 5 days. Drop and hook, no touch. They're running ads right now. You work for Pepsi in Iowa. They pay $25 an hour after 30 minutes at the dock. Everybody hearing this? If you break down or stuck in traffic and have to wait, you start delay time right away. Right. So there's companies that do this, and then there's companies that make you sit for hours. So the solution is go work for the Taste of a New Generation. Pepsi, someplace like that pays you for your time. You can't go out and not get paid. It's always been ridiculous. I've never understood it in the industry at all. Rand McNally, we could Rand McNally a paper map. I think the last one I got was probably 2000, maybe in mid 2000s. No later than that, I stopped buying the paper maps. That's for sure. Is it true that Volvos turn over 1 million? Lots of trucks get over 1 million if they're maintained, for sure. Thank you, NB. I appreciate it. I love doing them. It's fun coming on here on Mondays. And sometimes I pop in. I didn't pop up last week. Is CR England improving? No. They are not improving. The ones improving, like JB Hunt, has improved. Do you have to post the truck VIN on the outside of the truck? We post the last 8 digits of the VIN on the outside of the driver's and passenger side of the truck for Colorado, because they always typed it in Colorado, had that weird thing. That's why we post it. Otherwise, you don't have to post it on there. The 3 hours will be pushed by the big companies if you don't go off duty. I agree. Look, I don't like it. I've said that. They're talking about giving you 3 hours to go off duty if there's traffic or whatever, and it would stop your clock. But companies, if you let them, are going to just make you use that 3 hours at a dock or whatever and say, well, that was your 3 hours off duty. That's how it's going to work. Never push for more time. Push for more money. Have I talked about my company on my channel? No. I don't talk about my company. I get asked about this a lot, right? I don't talk about where I work. They have a social media policy, and so I don't want them all up in my videos. They may not like what I have to say, and then they'll be like, oh, well, you can't say that. But, I also don't recruit for them also. If you watch a lot of people on here, they recruit for companies. I don't do that. I don't get the recruiting bonus, even though we have one at my company. So I keep them out of it, and then I can say whatever I want, and they don't get to bother me about it. That's why I don't talk about them. Do I know of any companies paying 100? Yeah, I mean, I did ShipX a few weeks ago. We got FedEx out here running $1,700 ads. That's a lot, and maybe not 100. The Garmin 770 works well. Right, they're just tools. I agree. Google Maps for trucking will get in. Well, see, I'm not using it for trucking. I've been around. So I'm using it for traffic and for an idea of what's going on. They have a truck version that you can get as an app too. It's a few $100s from the App Store or something. All these things, we just start out with paper maps. I'd start out with a paper atlas and, managed to do it. It can do it. You can do it. Invest in physical gold. Nice. Right. Well, if I could get some gold, right. 16-hour day, 70-hour week. Oh, no thanks, Cooper. 16 hours a day? Who wants to work 16 hours a day? That's 2/3 of your day. Don't lease to own. Always go get your own truck. I totally agree with that. That's been booted, apparently. Once you're at Pepsi, you can start with 2 weeks of vacation, 5 sick days, 2 personal days, a floating holiday. These are major, and probably a discount on Pepsi. Not that that's a good thing. When I worked for RC Cola, by the way, you had to drink RC. Is that the same way at Pepsi? Yeah, anytime a government says, we're here to help, forget it. Ashley Furniture, they have nice trucks. Recruit at ShipX. Oh, yeah. Their recruiter on ShipX is all about social media. I'll tell you, that guy from ShipX, I had an email in a few minutes of posting that. They are all about it. Right. And they did like it. And I'm glad he did. Pepsi sounds good, and FedEx as well. Right. Pays less. Oh, look, FedEx is still going to pay for where you are, wherever you are. FedEx Ground is going to still pay good. And it's going to be drop and hook. You're not going to have to worry about loading and unloading at FedEx. That's how they run them out of most major cities. Atlanta's a huge FedEx terminal. They can work you to the hilt, and you hit 70 faster, and you sit. Well, you sit for 34 hours. By the time you've run 70 hours, you got to be tired and want to break anyway. We can't just work 24 hours a day. I did see your papers on there. Now, the lease didn't have any information on how much the place itself paid. But yeah, you're making good money there. Regardless of that, I'm not going to recommend people lease a truck from a company. Although you are doing excellent there for sure. Ashley Dryer, talk about 80 grand home weekends. There's a lot of places during the week that are running 80,000 in home weekends. Doubles and triples, you'll have to drop and hook. No problem. Doubles, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You can do it. And like I always say, if you follow that, you already have your endorsement, because I say get all the endorsements. So you should already have it. What about new drivers and new trucks? If you're paying it off for 4 or 5 years, will you not end up in the same position as looking for one used? No, because you control the truck. What I want from people is for you to control the truck, so that if there is a problem or something in your life changes, you can make the change in there. Although some leases you can get out of quickly, which is good, right? But I still want you to control the truck, so that if you want to move it, you move it. When you are leased on to a company and you lease their truck, you're at their beck and call. It's you. They have all the control over you. So I just want people to be in the truck themselves. I'd rather you really got your own authority if you want to do it that way. You've seen a lot of FedEx and Walmart in the ditches. Well, I haven't seen that many Walmarts. FedEx, right, doubles. You got to be super careful about it. Who gets bored pulling a box? What do I think about intermodal? I did intermodal for Park Ridge Transport, ironically, in Chicago. Now, I didn't do it on the road. What we did is took them from one railroad to another. There's tons of railroads in Chicago, and so it would come in on the UP and have to go out somewhere else on a different railroad, and I ran them all over town. Now then, years ago, they were all junk. You were lucky if two lights worked. The tires are all wobbly. They're much better because they run on the road now. So if you could do a lot of drop and hook, and intermodal would be like the same as anything else. You're delivering a load from somewhere else, and you take it back to the railroad. If you can get through the fast lane there, that way you don't have to sit around. There was a lot of sitting at railroads sometimes, especially you get there and they're still unloading it or whatever. It just depends. JB Hanna Intermodal always says that they have the fast lane at the railroads. And if you got on there and could do the same thing on a same company, work for the same shipper, then it would probably be okay. Like sort of a dedicated intermodal where you go pick up and go to the same places. Yeah, I'm in, right? I'm in. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate it. I did not. I am not allowed to. So for sure. So the intermodal, do it if dedicated. See, I don't want people waiting around. This general freight, I don't like it. You sit around. There's tons of people riding, not just on here, but everywhere, sitting for hours. It isn't any good. We don't want to do that. Drop and hook is the answer if you can get it. Or like Pepsi, if you're going to get paid a good amount of pay for all of your time, the same time that people are working, getting paid $25 an hour for Pepsi, there's people sitting for hours not making any money at all. That isn't any good. Okay, that's why they have a lot of day cabs. Yeah, they do. They have a ton of day cabs out there. You know a guy living in intermodal, then move back to OTR. Look, once you're done with it, you're done with it. One rate. 1710 is low though. For sure. Okay, I think so 1710 wouldn't be great. $18 drop and hook. Okay, for external loads, you get $30. That isn't bad. Because you get all these stops. If you get a lot of stops, it could work out. I mean, I got a low rate years ago, but I would have 15 stops a day at $20 a stop, so I didn't care. 30 cents a mile didn't make any difference. The biggest thing about reefers waiting in long lines for washouts. Right, that is true. Other than that, you're running. Well, when I had a reefer for food service, they only required it to be clean. So we didn't have to wash out every time. If your company required every washout, they should pay you. But a lot of them, you could just sweep it out and it was fine. It was still clean. It's when they drop 3 bottles of ragu, then you got to go clean the thing out. You drew for Tempur Sealy Posturepedic, right? I added that for all, but they make you pay out of pocket for hotels. And you didn't get reimbursed for 2 weeks when having to pay $400 to $600. So you're in a cab running hotels and they're not paying for your motels. Todd, too bad we're not 75 cents or more. Yeah. Wouldn't that be great? So are you paying for hotels? Why don't they give you a card for hotels? I mean, well, of course, you got a truck full of mattresses. How about that? Who thought about that? Bring a sheet and you got your own bed. No, seriously, though. If you're a company driver, any expenses related to you being on the road should be covered by your company, no matter what it is. Now, I don't mind if you put in a windshield wash fluid and they pay you back or something, but any kind of expense like that, they got to pay for it at all. They got to pay it. And Mr. Skeptical, why you shouldn't pay it? I guess for that week you pay it and then quit because you tell them, look, we got a problem right up front here. I'm not shelling out $600. I'm a company driver. No corporate lodging card. Okay, they can call it in. That's how we do it here. If you're stuck somewhere and you have to get a motel for some reason, they will call the motel with a corporate card over the phone and pay for it. That's how they should have done it there. The DOT would have a field day. I don't think it's illegal. To have you pay and get paid back is probably not a DOT problem. It's probably a company problem. I don't think the DOT would have a problem with it, but they should have called it in. And plus, who does that every day? You got IC, you're probably not there now, I'm sure, right? For a while, right? They made you pay. That's kind of crazy. Any company driver paying huge expenses every week? No way. If they want to front, I wouldn't mind if they fronted you the money. They give you $750 and then you get paid back and forth on it. And then they take that out of your last check because you already have it in cash. That's okay. And not if you use the mattress in the trailer, right? See, oh, you wouldn't have a receipt still, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. You had a trailer full of new mattresses. That way you could say, look, I'm testing them out for customers. I want to make sure they get a good night's sleep. So I want to have these mattresses tested for them so that they know what they're getting into. I love it. You could pre bed bug them. Oh, somebody asked me to talk about hygiene too. Drivers, look, if you're stinking up the place, right? We're supposed to mention this in the live chat. Come on, go get a shower and don't throw your bottles all over the place. It's just getting ridiculous. Why is there so much waiting time at a shipper dock? Just give the truth. The truth is because you'll sit there and wait. That's why. As soon as a shipper doesn't get their product, right, you would be able to leave. So drivers need to stop waiting around there, right? And then they won't be able to do it to you anymore. They have no incentive to get you out mostly. They usually don't have to pay anything, so they don't care. They use these trailers like as portable storage machines that are out there. Do I think there will ever be a strong national driver union? Again, seeing that we have all these idiots driving out there and now they're talking about youngsters. No, youngsters, I love it. No, probably not. No, you can't get 5 drivers to agree on anything anywhere. So if you go in there, your clothes are done, and oh yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they're done in the laundry. No, that won't ever happen. Stinky people can't smell their self, and so they're not going. All right, maybe we should help them out. And I'm Diamond. I'll give them a shower if they come up. That's for sure. That's why they lock you to the dock, right? But we got to know we can't be doing that. Sean, what's happening out there? Wash ragged bar soap. Yeah, maybe we should spray them or something, or do like Gallagher said, where you shoot a little thing at them and it sticks on them and it says, I'm filthy. Do I think higher paying carriers like FedEx or Walmart would choose an applicant with flatbed experience? Yeah, sure, why not? And look, I'm not a huge fan of Walmart, okay? Walmart, as we talked about before, they require you to sign a form that you sign, and then they can get your phone records, okay? Your cell phone records. You have to give it to them if they ask for them upon their request. So I'm no fan of that. That's probably worse than a driver cam, because the driver cam only watches you while you're at work. Your phone records tell them everything you've done all the time, who you've called, like other companies. Maybe you are a family member, they have cancer or some problem, and you're calling specialists. Maybe you're a different political persuasion than the person that is in the office. Maybe you've called HR on the people in the office and they see that number. They go, because they said, well, we have an anonymous complaint. Well, doggone it, it's on your phone record. I don't like that at all. That's worse than a drive cam. I'd rather they put in a driver camera. They get offended if you tell them that you think you need a job. Yeah. You like Walmart better than Target? I don't shop at either one. I shop at Meijer. You'd say get a separate phone number. Look, you got to do that when you go there, and you shouldn't have to do that. But I agree. I would only get a burner phone and give them that number and say that's my number for sure, because there's no other way to do that. Giving them your phone, and we verified this. One of the drivers at my company quit and went to work there. And so we called them, and absolutely, right, they absolutely do it. So I have it verified. It's totally true. Why do Pilot have the dirty showers? Because they have all these corporate mega carriers come in there, and so they are tons of busy, and so that's why I think it's just from being busier. Try Love's. I say they have better showers. You put pee bottles in the trash, at least. I mean, people, as you know, throw them everywhere. Walmart here has an A-frame. Nice. 45 cents a mile, 35 for stops after 4 stops. No. Running Monday through Friday. No, I'm not a fan. See, this weekly thing, I'm not a fan. Why don't they pay for all your stops? Why do you get all these stops for nothing? At 45 cents times 3,000 miles, that's only 1,500 right there, right? Right. That's not even 1,500. Some pilots, Mr. Skeptical, have a nice shower, and a lot of them are kind of not great. There are not enough loves. There should be one on every corner. Sign that is advertising they're hiring. Yes, they are hiring. Their Walmart is hiring drivers, but look, they don't tell you about it. And if you don't sign it, no job. That's correct. You hit Loves for free coffee, free showers, and free drinks, right? I get my free drinks. I can go in there anytime. You prefer the TA. A lot of companies won't let you fuel at the TA. I'm good at it that I get an open fuel card so I can fuel any place that takes Comdata, but not everybody gets to do that. Loves is better for driver points. You know, Pilot has this 10-cent per gallon point thing. That's why a lot of our drivers run the Pilots, but I don't like going in there. You could save up enough points and buy a CB and everything in there. That's correct, if you got enough points. They had this 10 cents, though, which a gallon, which was more than Love's, right? I'm only getting 4. So the Pilot had the better points, but you can't park. They're tiny. They're garbage. Some of them are garbage. They're not in good spots. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. There's too many large carriers that go in there and block the place up. You know, I know they got a fuel too, so I need to go somewhere else. What I think is fair pay for 3 years and wants to be home on the weekends. Well, you know, $1,500, $1,700 a week, certainly. And 50 plus, because I've shown several companies here paying 50 cents to students. So you certainly should get more than that. And we should be well into closing in way past 50 grand on the road, home all weekend. Of course, yeah, always gross. We never know what your net's going to be. So when we have these FedEx jobs running 1750, what is it, 1756, et cetera, something home weekends, you know, that kind of thing. And that's drop and hook. So that's certainly simple to do. ShipX doesn't get you home on the weekends, but you know, they're running a good program there. So to be gone, you should make more. You're gone. You're away from your family. You're away from your house, from your whole life. That should pay. It never paid until now. Now the trucking companies are feeling the squeeze from electronic logs and they have to pay. They finally come out of the woodwork and brought some pay in. About time. About time too. Your GPS CB set up several knickknacks. Oh, and lots of socks. Nice. You bought socks. How much are socks at the Loves? Probably $14 a pair at Loves. And where's this Loves? It's got all these clothes in it. Must be a gigantic Loves. Oh, I guess they have some clothes in them. Use Comdata and your company has a fuel bonus as long as you fuel where they want. Oh, and it's TA and pilots and something. Yeah, so then you got to file like a fuel route to get the extra money, right? They don't pay me a bonus or anything and give us an open card. So I can fuel any place that takes Comdata. It just depends on your company. Some companies send a route. I've seen them send a route on the Qualcomm, and not only that, they send a number of gallons that you have to buy. So they'll send a driver, stop at this Pilot, and you have to get, where am I here? 52 gallons. I've actually seen exact amount. You get 36 gallons here. Crazy. Who does that? That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. That's frustrating. Where you get 2 stops in the same day, and they're both for 38 gallons. So you get a half a shower at each one. That's, you know, a large company did that as well. I never understood that. At least give people a book, drivers that are experienced, because they don't need to be told where to fuel every day. Let them decide where to fuel. So it's a few cents, for crying out loud. You're getting someone that's more efficient with experience. That's who you should want to come and work at your company, really. They send the number of gallons, but as long as it's at the specified location, you can fill past. See, but if you can fill past it, fine. But I've seen these other places that say 38 gallons or whatever, and then you can't get any more. And this was before they did this half a shower. And so you're stuck. You didn't get enough to get a shower. And so now you still need a shower. Maybe that's why some drivers are stink, I guess. Although you should still pay for it yourself. And I've seen companies starting to advertise this too. Free XM radio, free satellite radio. Listen, don't be fooled by that kind of thing. It's $5 a month. Okay, $5 a month is not a big deal. That's all I pay for satellite. So don't be fooled by these extraneous, and it's got to be less for them when they go to get satellite and say we want it in 100 trucks. That's not a big deal. Just pay your own satellite and don't be fooled by that. That's why you run on sunny days and everyone's driving like it's Sunday. But if you get in a storm, you can't see 500 and you're getting blown off the road. Yes. Swift cut it off, said 36 gallons. Right. That is one of the companies that does it, right? Some have NFL Sunday Ticket. That means every weekend you're going to be sitting watching football, I assume. That's what I thought when I seen that. Oh, we give you Sunday Ticket. I thought, oh, so every Sunday I don't have anything to do. I'm going to be sitting at some truck stop watching TV and not working. So I never like that. At least the satellite I'm using when I'm driving. You always report an eighth of a tank or less is what I have. Somehow I always get a fuel bonus. Oh, nice. Oh, Mr. Skeptical. Okay, we'll see you later. Enjoy. Thanks for popping in and sending that picture. That's really fascinating. That a huge line of people out there, right? And people that want to see pictures can go to the gallery at truckinganswersnation.com. I have a gallery up there, of course. As I type, got to figure out how to do all this at once while I'm still talking, I guess. Fascinating radio, TV here, I'm sure. There it is. And I've got a gallery over there and look at all the pictures and stuff like that. People, if you want to send me some pictures, we'll put them up in the gallery if you wanted to go up there. Look, John, some of them do advertise that, though. They'll say, look, come on in, NFL Sunday Ticket. I don't know what that costs, but that means you're not working. You're just going to be sitting all day. It's an OG topic. What's my opinion on hot shot, guys? You're going to be rolling. You know, I've never done a hot shot. So it's okay with me. And I've seen people that get as much or more running a hot shot that people get that own a semi. So it's totally worth it. If you can get $2, $3 a mile and get 10, 15 miles to the gallon with a truck that's half price or less, I mean, that's way better, isn't it? I think you'll make even more money. Millis uses fuel solution, and sometimes they tell you to pump 60 gallons, but never lower. Okay, fine. So at least they're getting you a shower. Now, do they make you fuel only at a certain place? You like stop at this Love's, it'll say Love's 352 and this exit. That's aggravating. That's aggravating. Some guys like that to stay gone from home. So, well, look, people like the NFL Sunday Ticket, fine. But all it means to me is I'm not going to be working. We're going to give you something to occupy your time so you don't try to look for a company where we don't work you. That's what that kind of thing would mean to me. I'd rather I just had a load and they just gave me satellite. Then at least I know that I'm going to be working on the weekend because that's when I want to be getting to somewhere. That's the best time to roll. No life and no wife. Yeah. You don't need a TV. Correct. You can watch YouTube on your television set, though. Thank you very much. D-Boy611. I appreciate that. What do I think about Arnold? I haven't seen that much about Arnold out there. And nobody has commented about it, which is unusual and good at the same time. They know how to spend your pages. Well, I don't know about that, right? I've been married a long time, right? I love my wife, right? So we're doing good here. First wife, as everybody asks you. So it just depends, right? It depends. You got to choose better, right? I'm not going to give marital advice, but first wife. And we're at 22 years here now. So that is awesome. Which I appreciate, and her putting up with all my shenanigans over the years, as it is anyway, and for all the wives out there, although I only get a few that watch here, that's for sure. What else I have on here? Oh, right, the hygiene, auto transport, right, the free $5 a month. Oh, thanks very much, Lauren, I appreciate it. Coming up with 23 and a half now, I guess, right? Woman that understands you're a truck driver and you'll be gone. Well, you can be gone. Thank you. Or you can be home, right? We can be home now or gone. Everything is a choice. Everything is a choice. Oh, you can fuel wherever you want it, Millis, but you won't get the bonus. All right, I like that. All right, I'm in again. You must comply to get the bonus. Right, comply. But that's good. So you could still make a choice because if a place, what if they have a long line and I don't want to fill up there, right? Then that's fine. So they're giving you a choice. Do it and you get more. Otherwise, you can still fill up wherever you want. I'm in then. I'm in. People have written to me about Millis, right? And I like it, right? You, as a matter of fact, gave me a long explanation of their pay, which I had never seen, and I appreciate it. And so I like that. I really like that. They're doing good. They're one of the places that may be really doing good here. For students that they make you put a little money down could be a problem for some people. So if you don't have it, you wouldn't be able to get in. But Millis will take students as well. They're another place to call. You told your students that if they're married, it won't be for long. I don't know. I'm still married. Still kicking it here. So thanks, the birthright. And how do I feel about companies offering a purchase program for drivers with only 6 months or less experience? No way. If anything, you should be a year in the industry before you even think about getting your own truck. So you can understand how the industry works, run through 4 seasons, see how it is, see how freight works. Learn. You got a lot to learn before you invest, $100,000, $150,000 signature on a line. Put your whole life on a line for a truck somewhere, and you end up not making more than a company driver at most places that you're leasing anyway. Yeah, Millis, they're doing great. Millis is trying. They have a great program, right? And they pay really good. They have a lot of these bonuses, and so since they'll let you decide, they'll still say, well, look, you can decide, or we'll pay you. So fine, yeah, get a warranty. Get a warranty for your wife or for the truck. Since that's what you were talking about. Probably both. Did Rains and Sons on my last video get butthurt again? No, they haven't said anything to me. I don't know. They never contacted me. They contacted some of their employees because they emailed me. No one there has ever wrote to me. And it's not like I'm hiding out. They could pop on right now and we'll talk if they want to, right? Although they don't have much of a YouTube presence, so I'm not sure about that. 2 summers and 2 winters, then consider buying a rig. Yeah, at least get some time in and study the industry so you know what you're going to do. And I say, right, buy a truck yourself and get your own authority and go trucking that way. Leasing from a company is not even a fan, even though I see some people making money. I still think after a year, at the end of the year, you wouldn't make any more than a company driver if you factored in all the benefits like vacation and insurance, which you then have to pay for yourself. And they get very expensive. U-Haul Walmart trailers are usually overweight. That stinks. Don't pull them. Do they have scales at a Walmart warehouse? They should let you scale it. If not, cat scale it, hand it back. Take it right back. Don't do anything illegal for a company. Never. It only benefits them. It's not benefiting you in any way. It's only helping them. You're hearing from a few trucking vloggers that freight is slowing down, unloads are getting harder to get. Is this a trend or cyclical issue? I'm not having any problem getting freight, and their companies wouldn't be hiring as much if they couldn't get freight. So they have to have freight to move everybody around. And so I haven't seen that. And, on Landline Now, which you should listen to, right, they haven't been reporting, like 4 cents, freight's down 4 cents or whatever, because every week they go through the freight report, which is a podcast. I listen to it on podcast. You should do that. Landline Now magazine. They're reporting like 4 cents, nothing. So I haven't seen any problem like that. And especially coming into Christmas, should be getting even busier. At least figure out if you mind slinging chains. Yes, that's correct. Still waiting to get my chain video done. Switch back to next to me and you still have my mirrors. I don't believe that. Now picture it didn't happen, right? That's not possible. That they would back in anywhere and you still have your mirrors. I'd be super nervous. You can't just have your own authority to need to understand everything. Yeah, like not being paid. It's a problem. You can factor your loads. So you can factor and get paid on your loads. You can factor. E-logs have increased FreightWatch, the freight about November. E-logs are the best thing that's ever happened to the industry. People don't like that. When you have to sit, this freight still has to be moved. They need more drivers. Pay has gone up. Pay has gone out. Freight is down coming out of the Carolinas. Well, but there should be more freight going into the Carolinas, like lumber and that type of thing, right? Never put on chains if they're needed. It's too dangerous. There's sometimes, depending where you are, you may have to put chains on. You're somewhere and the chain thing goes up, slap them on there. Shipshawana. Nice. For hauling on hot shots, they advertise a lot. They advertise for hot because I'm not that far. I'm a couple hours from there. So they're always advertising a lot. You can gross $1,300 to $1,400 a week with a small carrier, home Friday to Monday. Have kids and want to be home? Yeah, that's correct. That's good pay. Home weekends. I don't think if you leased a truck at the end of the year, that's what I would say about that. Add up what you make net and then subtract all the benefits that a company driver had, and then determine who made more money. And that's the solution to determining who makes more. Who really makes more. Plus, company driver, I don't have any risk involved in the truck. If the truck doesn't start, I just call them and they come and start it. Or one time they towed me another truck on the road. Okay, you can't just do that if you lease the truck. And I get paid for all that time until I'm rolling again. So you don't have the risk. So you're taking a risk. You should make more as a lease driver. You should make a lot more. If you would all log legally, we would force the detention. Yes. And I don't work somewhere that doesn't pay you for detention time. Tell them you're going to pay me or I'm leaving. And log legal. You're only getting 1 point per gallon. For a while, the Pilot, they did do 10 cents a gallon. They did it at the Pilot. Maybe they're not doing it anymore. I don't fuel there. I feel it, like I said, I feel it the Loves. I like the Loves, right? So they did 10 cents for a while. If they're down to a penny, then I'll boot them out of there and head over to the Loves. You get a much better experience at the Loves. Loves should come and be a sponsor or something over here, considering how much I talk about enjoying them. If you're a lease company, if you're a lease driver, and here we have this $1,400 a week. So do you think that, so you're making 1,000 take home probably, right? 900 to 1,100 net, depending on your expenses. That's 55 to 60, maybe as much as 60,000 net. It'd be tough to net that much and buy health insurance and take a vacation and all that stuff as a lease purchase. All these people, they work 52 weeks a year and then show these checks with no health benefits, no insurance, and go, oh, look how much I made. Well, you didn't really make that, right? You had a lot of risk and you didn't get any benefit from it. That's why I'm sort of opposed to leasing. Review about super singles. I haven't run them. I've never run them. I have yet to get a trailer that has them. I get different trailers every day. And so I have yet to get a trailer with singles on it. As soon as I get one, I'll take pictures of it and talk about it and see how it rides. But I have never run one. If anybody, I think TMC has one. So if we have TMC still on here, maybe we can talk about super singles that way. You can't limp anywhere if you get a flat. Correct. You're on the side of the road. But just like your truck or just like your car, right? You're still inside the road. Hirschbach does that. Okay. You should always park. Use your wife's work insurance. Okay. Still, you're still not having to you're still not getting that benefit from your company. And I agree, you use your wife. It's the reverse here, right? She uses my insurance. And a couple of them that were super tight. Some of them are tiny. I'll give you that. If you didn't put your tandems out, well, you're not getting out of the fuel line. That's crazy. These super tiny ones. Most of them are nice that I've been into. Nice. Okay, you run them. What do you think about super singles? It should be easier to chain them, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I never chained them. What's your opinion on the super singles since you drive them? I heard they squirm around, but I've never run them. It's what people say. People say things. I don't know. So we'll see what you think. And do you have them on the trailer or just the tractor or just the trailer? One or both? That's another interesting question. I think it would be worse if you had them on one and not the other. They should at least match. So your company should match all of them for better fuel mileage. They're going to get you better fuel mileage. They are. Because you have less sidewalls to flex. So they should get you better fuel mileage. But I haven't used them. As soon as I get a trailer that has them, I'll be all about doing it. So you have them on the tractor. What is happening then? What do you say? You like them? Thumbs up them? No good them? 2 out of 10? Not sure. They do hydroplaning worse. See, I don't know. I've never used them. Millis has lots of trailers with super singles. All right. They used them on the drives of the tractor, but they don't have them on the 2019s. I wonder why they switched back. Now, that's interesting that they would put them on there and then switched back. And you're not noticing any difference in them. So they don't squirm around like people said. Maybe they fixed that in the tread patterns. What's up with these drivers putting their feet on the dash and pulling their curtain over their driver's side window? Holy crap. I've never seen that. Who's doing that? Stop it. You can't close off your window. Don't tell me their feet are either big, gigantic toes, yellow toes up there, or they're in sandals or some kind of flip-flop. That'd be even worse. Super singles are weak in the snow, less traction. Oh, and so that's why they changed the truck. That's interesting. Are the trucks single drives there, Mr. R. Stevens, or is it a regular tandem truck? Because we have some that are single drive, dual axle, but single drive tractors, which they're not buying any more of because they're horrible. So I have never seen, okay, Peyton, I have never seen this, by the way. I have never seen that putting their feet up. That's crazy. It's got to be somebody with that gigantic big toe up there that's all yellow. And this is going to be somebody that's going to do a 30-minute break in the fuel island, right? Which I'm supposed to mention, right? Don't do your 30-minute breaks in the fuel island. You're blocking everybody up. We all got to work together. We got to work together. Who's seen that? Everybody. You pull up, I pull up and fill up. Then I go inside and I go get my free drink and I come back out. And then they're still there. What are we doing? They're like just sitting there. Oh, I'm on my break. Right. No, go park. Go park. Go park. A lot of young drivers are cocky, drivers pull a crap down south. Can't they just put here's what I do in the summer, because you can't tint the windows, but what I have is a piece of window tint that you buy at like AutoZone, you just, for your car, but I cut just to swerve it out and I just stick it on there. It just, it just sticks up there and then I can just peel it off in the summer so that you're not baking in there, but you can peel it off. I'm not going to close the curtain and put my foot up there. That's crazy. I don't think I could get my foot up there. That's for you young people. I don't think I can do that anymore. Super singles have bad resale value. They may not care about that. It's normal. Some little Russian dude putting their feet on the dash. That maybe they're more flexible over there because of the Russian ballet. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Troy. That these people with their yellow toes up there are they're using that to hold the curtain. What kind of crazy person holds the curtain up there, and you can't see? And then we wonder why there's accidents. Millis tractor drive is switchable. Okay, fine. So it's a regular tandem, unlike ours. So it's just a regular tractor. Perfect. They didn't switch off to a single drive. Yeah, good. You wrote about all that, and I like the deal that they have there. I like it. You hate fuel island princesses? Yeah. Get your fuel and get the heck out of here. You want to go get your receipt or whatever. I don't know what you need it for. Maybe your company makes you get a receipt or something. I don't get a receipt there. So, I always hit no on the thing. Go get it and get a drink and get the heck out of here. Some people just pull through the island and sit there to take a 30-minute break. They're sitting on the side of the road. I've got to believe they're taking a 30-minute break on the shoulder. I've got to leave it. Don't do that. It's unsafe. It's super unsafe. You're going to get somebody killed. Maybe you, maybe somebody else. Is there a law that limits these headlights to where the low beams are brighter than the sun? There's laws, right, that of headlight manufacturing or whatever, and I'm sure that the trucks, when they're made new, meet all manufacturing requirements. Some people go buy these weird headlights at the store or whatever, and they're not made for their truck, and so they're super bright. I agree, right? Like our Escape, right? We have the Xenon HID lights. They're super bright, but they're factory and they point good and they're perfect. But I've seen the semis on the road. It's usually guys with Volvos. I don't know why. I've seen that. Or some old Century, and they've changed the whole assembly out to some LED thing, and it points all over, and they should be stopped. It shouldn't pass a DOT inspection with that. You shouldn't be able to switch out to these headlights where I can't see anything because they're not pointed right and they're made for cars. Yeah, I agree. When it was made new, it passed whatever the law is for new. But these guys buy the lights. They think it's brighter, and unfortunately, it's brighter for all of us, and that isn't any good. Turn the AC up and get some wraparound shades. Put your feet on the floor. It's crazy. Look, all I'm saying is just stick a piece of tin up there and it peels off at the end of the day. That's it. You research for 6 months and move to Texas. That's a lot of research. And Millis, don't they take you anywhere? Millis is like nationwide, right? You can be wherever you want. What about drivers that look like they're going to a beach party? This kind of thing, look, I always get a lot of grief about this, but I don't care. This aggravates me. You're at work. Okay, you are not at the beach. You're not on vacation, right? You're at work. Look like you're coming to work. Drivers want to be treated like professionals all the time, and we should be. We're licensed professionals. You cannot come in flip-flops, shorts with holes in them, and a tank top called a wife beater by many people, right? That's all dirty. And then, I'm going to be treated like a professional. No, You're at work, okay? Put on some freaking work clothes and look like you're going to go to work. You carry a Q beam for the special people who have adjusted. Some of them are not adjusted. It's not that they changed the bulb. And so these other bulbs you can't put an LED where a halogen bulb was because the reflection is different. You actually should change the whole assembly out, and they don't. Oh, these giant LED light bars, agree. Okay, I've seen this too. They hang these off the front of their truck. These are like off-road bars you put on a Jeep where you're off-roading, and then they run down the road with these 100 LED light bars. There should be a way to drop ball bearings out of your truck and break those up. It's just ridiculous. They're not even legal for the road. Generally, when you go to an off-road store and look at those light bars, it says off-road only, right? Not DOT legal. That's what it says right on them. Anybody that has those on should be pulled over, taken out of their truck, and beat senseless. Not sure if I get any East Coast news, but Virginia 2 days ago, Swift tried and failed at making a U-turn in a work zone. I think I saw that picture because it said arrow or something. I think he turned. Yeah, brilliant. There's no accounting for that because some of the stuff that people do in a truck, and it's not just Swift. They just have more trucks, so we see them a lot. But would you do it in your car? Okay, you got to think, would I do this in my car? No. Okay, then what are we doing? It's like they have no sense at all. Not only should they not be driving a truck, they shouldn't be driving a car. You will stop wearing sandals if your company hands out a pack of socks. A pair of socks costs $15, and that's an expense. Well, you could tax deduct this expense. Like I buy work socks and tax deduct them, and my company buys steel toe boots. So you could tax deduct them. How about that? And do you wear sandals on the fuel line? Do you know what is out there or in the wintertime? That's crazy. Mills territories, Wisconsin to Texas. Oh, all right. I thought they went 48 states. Fine then. No West Coast. All right. I thought they hired 48 states. So Millis is only East Coast. East side, right, for Millis. And reading on CDL Life that there was a woman driver killed down south. Yes. She was in the New Orleans area, right, somewhere down there, and this was a KLLM driver, and they found her dead in her truck like a couple days later, all bloodied up, right? Disgusting, terrible, right? And they don't know what happened. They're investigating, and I don't know what happened either, so I got nothing to say about it other than it's terrible, and you should got to be aware. We don't know what the circumstances are, but no matter who you are, what time of day it is, you got to always be aware of your surroundings. Always look around. I'm not saying that you should ever be a victim, right? That's wrong. People shouldn't beat you, but you got to be aware of what's going on. Weird people out there. Steel-toed sneakers. They do actually have steel-toed sneakers, John. Thank you very much. Go to the Red Wing site. They have steel-toed sneakers. So, yeah, they do. I don't have them. They do have them. Yes. You wear gym shorts and a T-shirt most of the time, but never flip-flops. DOT would have a field day? I don't think so. Here again, there's no footwear requirement other than, I think, to drive, you have to wear shoes, I think. I'm not even sure about that. But I don't think there's any footwear requirement. Now, some places won't let you come in. It says closed-toed shoes, that kind of thing. I don't think there's a DOT requirement other than you can't walk around barefoot with your big yellow toes hanging out. So I think you can wear flip-flops. I think you should check into some steel-toed flip-flops. Red Wings, excellent, probably the best. They were expensive. The company pays $100 towards them. So they're still expensive, excellent boots. They're going to last your whole life. They pay $100 a year towards them here, by the way. Some shippers require a 6-inch steel toe. Okay, I guess I'm all set. And so what if you get to a shipper and you only have flip-flops, right? Or do you people that wear the sandals carry steel toes in your truck in case you need them maybe? Can a driver carry a weapon if they're concealed? See, we've talked about this weapon thing, and I'm not a weapons expert. I'm not going to tell you to carry a weapon. I think so, and it depends on your company. Would I do it? I don't recommend it. I mean, it's a big problem. Can you? Probably. I don't think it changes for the truck, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Shoes for Cruise Rock Plus, they used to have a warranty and guarantee. Look, Red Wings are great shoes. I love them. There's a time when drivers wore hats and ties. Well, yeah, people used to wear hats and ties to fly too, right? And my wife just flew out to Seattle a while ago, and she said everybody in there, it looked like, basically a truck stop in there almost because of the things that people wore in the plane too, bringing food and stuff. It's crazy. You paid $350. Oh, Mine were 169 and I got 100 of it paid back. But yeah, James, 90 of us in here almost. It varies. It varies. 90 people, awesome. Yeah, Red Wings, best boots you've owned. I totally agree. Look, what about these sandals? You work for Yellow Toe Transport. Nice. What is Yellow Toe Transport? Is that some kind of steel-toed boot thing? That like these boot things that come around to your place? Look, the sandals, come on, people. There's stuff out there you don't want to walk on. Plus, you want to be a professional. I don't think you can wear sandals and a tank top and think like you're at work. We're here to work. You come to work to work. I don't even wear shorts, okay? It doesn't matter how hot it is. You see me outside working, I'm in pants. Now, do you have to wear a tuxedo with tails? You should. I think you should. But you don't have to. Okay, but you do need to wear work clothes. We are here to work. You don't think sandals is not a good idea? Well, I don't like it. Florida does not have a chain law. Okay. I would assume they don't. Many states will allow you to run chains, but they don't have a law where you have to carry them. Jeans and work boots, that's plenty. Some people wear shorts. You know, my company allows shorts. I don't wear them, but I'm not a fan of them. I meant it's not a good idea to drive with them. Yes, not for long, for sure. And I'll take jeans and work boots any day. You're here to work. So you go into a place and they have the sign, oh, you got to wear boots or close to it. Oh, I got to go back to my truck, right? I don't even know how to walk in a place, you know, dressed to work. So no. Now, I don't know. Places just make you wear the steel toes is probably a liability thing for them. That's it. I don't think there's any other reason that they do it. DOT says it must be a hard sole. That's what you're told. Checkpoint for wearing soft skins house shoes in your truck while driving due to your custom hardwood floors. Oh, okay. I didn't think they had any kind of shoe requirement. So hard sole. So some of these sandals are hard soled shoes. Nevada says it's changed. It's up to the driver's choice. Yeah, unless the signs are out, right, you're good on it. You should always carry them. It's time to carry them. You should have a full set. Blue jeans, t-shirt, work boots, and your clipboard. All right. Yes. Look, come in like a professional. Look like a professional. Treat the people that work there in a professional manner, and that goes way farther to get you loaded than anything else. Your company gives you uniforms. That's great. Do they clean them too? Some companies clean them. Some don't clean them. You got a pair of steel-toed shoes for crews that I wore when I worked at McDonald's. Huh. No shoes in the sleeper. Look, I agree with that. Shoes don't go beyond right there, and gloves don't go beyond the fire extinguisher in the truck. That's what I say. Never do I allow the gloves in the truck. They get dropped right there at the side when you open the door. That's it. Everybody should agree with that. Right. Don't walk around. Yes. Look, walk around like a professional. Come on. Some of this stuff goes without saying, but, you know, we have to say it because people are doing it. You know, we want to raise, we want to make more money. And then drivers don't give a professional view of the industry. And these are travel centers that we go to now. This is where drivers mostly interact with the public. And so we need the public on our side, of course. So we need to go in there as a professional. At these travel centers now, they're really truck stops. There aren't many true truck stops left anymore. You know, the orange ball's gone, and there aren't that many left that are truck stops. So these are the people that are going to go tell other friends, you see that driver? Wow, he stank. And it looks like he showered 3 weeks ago, and he hasn't had a laundry in the same amount of time. It just isn't any good. So just and plus, just because you're a professional, you should want to portray a professional image out there. That's what I think. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Why do drivers wear clothes they haven't cleaned in 6 weeks? It's one thing if you're just working loading, that you're going in to get a shower. It's another thing when obviously you don't clean your clothes often. Side box for the fuel gloves. I got to open the door to pop the thing anyway, so I keep them right there by the fire extinguisher. Yeah, not just your looks, but your manner. You be professional. The people at the truck stop, they're not there for us to harass, you know, to sexually harass and make comments. They're trying to work just like us, you know. So that kind of thing, I see drivers doing that all the time. That's got to end. Like, what are you doing? And this lady is trying to work here. You know, she doesn't want anything to do with you other than sell you your burrito you're trying to buy. It's crazy. You're sick of these drivers throwing their trash. There's garbage cans. There are garbage cans on the fuel island, and there's trash around them, and it's half empty. They're so lazy. So lazy. It's crazy. James, no problem. Oh, double message. Don't worry about it. They don't charge per message or anything on here. That's for sure. They don't. YouTube loves messages, getting messages. Well, we're going to wrap it up here. We're after 2 o'clock. I try to go an hour here on the show, and I always end up running longer. Anything else going on out there as I wrap it up? I got to head out to work today too. There's a closed down shopping area where the trucks. Yeah, go look around in the back of that shopping area where the trucks are parked and see what's back there. If they haven't done anything, that's great. That's great. Yeah, if you don't have a uniform, don't dress like a slob. Yeah, why do we have to have a 6X shirt? It's just the way people are. But at least if they're clean, right? No, I agree with the shorts. That's me personally. I say no shorts. Wear pants. All people agree with, oh no, wear short. Now, if you're working, I guess, unloading or whatever, that's one thing, right? But most drivers don't do a lot of work. Put some pants on. Nobody wants to see you walk around with the shorts on. Waco to Chicago is 1,035 paid miles. Yeah, but how many miles is it really? What's it going to pay too? Since we're talking to you there, what all 1,035 paid miles pay? Until there's a sandals law, you'll keep wearing them nice. At least they're hard sold, I guess. I'm always afraid of that. What's going to drop on your toes? What is underneath your toes? Yeah, thanks, Thomas. Thanks for being in here. Thank you, everybody. We've got nearly to 100 people. Every Monday we go live here. And don't forget to head over to the website, of course. And also see Jay tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Time at Auto Transport Intel. Don't forget about Jay. I forgot him last Monday, and I apologize. Werner, I haven't looked into Werner. You know, it's probably going to be like, it's probably going to be like these other places, but it depends. Student, I'm looking in the mid 40s at least to start. 43, 44 cents for a student if they'll start you at that, and $700 a week in training and school paid in a year without any money out of your pocket would be premium, would be the best way to do it. And several raises in your first year. That's what we should be looking for. $14.56 plus fuel for $1,035. Now that's more like it. So we're at $1,800. Range released a new video. I'll have to check that out. That's awesome. They haven't had a video in a while. That's nice. Their site only has like 9 videos. You walk barefoot. You're toughening those feet up for sure. Polyester polo. Wow. Cotton is the fabric of our lives. Yeah, Ryan, thanks for coming in. And say what? I appreciate you stopping in always. And everybody that's out here, 82 people out here. So I'm going to head out of here. And don't forget to make your comments too. Make your comments to regulation.gov. We've got some extra time. October 10th, we've got time. So make all your comments. Armada. I don't know anything about Armada. I'm writing this down. Sounds tough, though. Sounds like you want to work there, but maybe you shouldn't. Thanks, Empty Nest, for popping in here. Richard, thanks for coming in. I appreciate everybody coming in every week as we grow more. And please send in your suggestions in that to mark@truckinganswersnation.com for the crap company and for good companies like we've just gotten in for Millis and stuff like that. You know, I want to see both sides of it from a driver's point of view when you're there. You know, what is your opinion of the place you are? What do they do? How are they treating you? That's what's important. I appreciate being the favorite. I'm going to get a t-shirt, favorite white guy. That's awesome. The new laws, nothing yet, right? We're still taking comments. Be sure to comment on that at regulations.gov. You're quite welcome for Decker, and you keep the hammer down too. So I'm wrapping it up. Thanks, everybody, for coming. We'll be back next Monday live, and there's going to be more videos this week. As always, keep the comments coming, and I'll see everybody soon. Thanks for popping in. See you on the road.